Hey everybody, it's Stephanie again. Sorry for the delay in the next video, but it's been a busy couple of weeks and clearly we didn't make our deadline for the parade. Turns out Alexis wasn't able to walk anyway because of a pre-existing commitment that she had with her bodybuilding, so no rush there. But again, I apologize for taking a little bit longer than anticipated with the build. The first thing I want to talk about today, we're going to switch gears a little bit. You've seen us put together basically all of this. At some point, it doesn't really matter when you do it, you're going to have to put together the belt. The belt can be a little intimidating, but don't let it fool you. You got this. It's really easy. You just need somebody to show you how to do it. So what I did was I took the belt off of my Stormtrooper, and I just kind of want to show you what it looks like. This is what the front should look like when you're done. And on the inside, and this is the back. Now, I haven't cut or sanded any of the pieces because I wanted to show you what they look like before I do so and kind of give you an idea of where to cut them through. You do have extra pieces. You're not going to screw these up, I promise. So the first thing that you want to do with the belt, this is the front of Alexis's, which will eventually go right here. A good rule of thumb is that it should fall right below the bottom of this section, this block section right here. So once it's cut, what I'm going to do is make sure that it fits Alexis on the front and the back. You're going to have some overlap. So make sure it's correct side up. I have unfortunately seen one other build where it was built upside down, so the belt doesn't sit right, and it was permanently attached. I don't recommend doing that. When I put my armor on, I just put on the corset piece and then I Velcro the belt. So my belt is entirely made of Velcro, except of course those fasteners on the inside, and we'll go over how to do that. So what you want to do when you're sizing your belt, make sure that your edges are rounded. You don't want this to get caught on your clothing or anything else, and it hurts obviously if you get it caught on your skin. So when you put the belt together, I highly recommend using Velcro again for this because it's not going to come apart. I've trooped for over 2 years now and I have never had the belt fall off or even shift during trooping. The boxes have fallen off a couple of times, but you just pick it up and put it back on. We'll go over those on a different set. So this is the front and the back. If you're putting them together, when you cut them, just make sure you leave yourself enough overlap. So with this one, I'll probably leave about 1.5 inches or so that when I do attach the Velcro, I'll attach some here and some here, and it'll just Velcro together. So for the belt pieces, this is going to be your end result. So the way you're going to get to these is with these little fixtures. Like I said, you do get extra ones, so don't worry about cutting them down too short. You just kind of want to make sure that you're cutting them right along where it curves and just get it flat. So what's eventually going to happen is you're going to screw these onto the belt with the screws horizontally beside each other. Now once this is attached to the belt, you're going to take the boxes, and these are all exactly the same, and again there are extra ones of these just in case you mess them up. I didn't, never have, can't imagine that it is very easy to do so. So anyway, once this is secured to the belt, these pieces, once they're cut, are going to be glued onto that piece. Now, the way that's going to happen is, it fits together pretty nicely. You'll just put CA glue just around the edges right here, and you'll slide it over the top and glue it on. And mine are pretty secure. I could probably pop one of these off if I wanted to. I've never had one fall off. So that's how it's going to be secured. You want to just see the back of it. Now make sure you size everything again. I recommend using painter's tape or whatever kind of tape you want, just to make sure that everything's in the right places before you actually put everything together. For spacing, because it's going to be a little different on all of us, a good rule of thumb with the front of the belt is that it's about 3 fingers or so. I'm pretty tall and I have ridiculously huge hands for a girl, so it might be a little different for me, but good rule of thumb between each piece, because you want it to go all the way around evenly. And you can see on my belt where the Velcro is. The back's a little different. The back are very close together. There's about 1 finger space between each one of these pieces, and as you can see, they don't go all the way around. So again, there's the hardware on the inside, the Velcro on the outside, so that when I put mine on my kit, it literally just Velcro it on. Now I actually have, this is again the front, I actually have Velcro right here on the front and a piece here on my armor just to keep it from riding up or down, and I have the same thing in the back. You can put the thermal detonator on, which is that big round piece that starts out as a piece of PVC pipe. Here's the other piece of it that will eventually be on the back. I put this on after my belt because I wanted to make sure that my belt sat properly over the back. So what's going to happen is that belt is going to sit right over the top of this, right in the middle, so that you don't see that seam at all. And it's also going to cover over here. If you remember when we made these pieces, these two don't line up. And also some people have a little issue with this little butt piece here. The belt's going to cover all of that, so you're not going to have to worry about it. Everything that we need to build this came with the kit, except for these. Now I'm using number 8, 32 by 3/4 of an inch. It doesn't stick out too far behind it and gives me enough room. It's also flathead. It's really just a personal preference, so this is what I used. And I'm going to go get my tape now, and I'm going to put all these pieces on here, and we're going to make a belt. So let's go.